Well, folks, it seems the trade war drums are beating once again, and this time they're louder than ever. On April 2nd, 2025, President Trump unleashed a barrage of new tariffs on goods imported from dozens of countries, sending shockwaves through the global economy. These aren't your run-of-the-mill, let's tweak things a bit tariffs. We're talking about hefty levies, ranging from a minimum of 10% to a whopping 50%, slapped on everything from cars to clothing. This means that if you're a company importing goods from these targeted nations, your costs just went up. And chances are those increased costs are going to trickle down to your friendly neighborhood consumer. That's you, by the way. Now you might be wondering, what's the big idea? Why is Trump so keen on taxing the pants off our imports? Well, according to the man himself, these tariffs are a necessary measure to protect American jobs and businesses. Trump argues that other countries have been taking advantage of the US for far too long, engaging in unfair trade practices and stealing American jobs. His solution? Fight fire with fire, or rather tariffs with more tariffs. The idea is that by making foreign goods more expensive, American consumers will be more likely to buy American-made products, thus boosting domestic industries. However, economists are sounding the alarm bells, warning that these tariffs could do more harm than good. The Yale Budget Lab estimates that these new tariffs will increase consumer prices by 2.3% in the short term. That's an extra $3,800 per year for the average American household. On top of that, they project that US economic growth will slow down by 0.9 percentage points in 2025. It's basic economics, folks. When things get more expensive, people buy less. And when people buy less, businesses suffer. And when businesses suffer, well, you get the picture. This isn't just an American problem either. Global economic growth is expected to take a hit as well, as reduced trade and increased uncertainty make businesses think twice about investing. It's safe to say that the international community isn't exactly thrilled about Trump's tariff tantrum. Even America's closest allies, like those in the European Union, are feeling the heat, as they are subject to the minimum 10% tariff on all imports. Developing countries already grappling with their own economic challenges are being hit particularly hard. Lesotho, for example, a small landlocked country in southern Africa, is facing a staggering 50% tariff on its exports to the US. This aggressive approach to trade has drawn comparisons to the infamous Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, which slapped hefty tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods. This protectionist measure, intended to shield American businesses during the Great Depression, is widely believed to have exacerbated the economic downturn by triggering a global trade war. In fact, with these new tariffs, the U.S. average effective tariff rate will skyrocket to 22.5%, the highest it's been since 1909, even higher than during the Smoot-Hawley era. Amidst this sea of tariffs, there is one notable exception: Canada and Mexico. Thanks to the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, these North American neighbors are, for the most part, shielded from the new tariffs. However, there's a catch. This exemption only applies to goods that comply with the USMCA's rules of origin. Anything that doesn't meet these standards will be subject to a 25% tariff, which could potentially be reduced to 12% if these countries play ball with Trump's demands on immigration and drug trafficking. So, even America's closest trading partners aren't entirely off the hook. It remains to be seen what the long-term consequences of Trump's tariff tsunami will be.